We're going to give people a couple of minutes to join. My name is Kira, one of the co-founders of White Learning Platform through an app where you can get matched to a skills builder or mentor for industry or and how to monetize in that industry. What the heck is this? Anyway, it's neither here or there. I'm going to give people a couple of minutes to join. Hope everyone is doing well. Weird. I was trying to go live through Blue Sky, but using YouTube as the streaming service, and it was really weird. I don't know. I have it set up now, but I thought I was going to be able to go live through Blue Sky and see it on YouTube, so like multi-streaming. But I don't think that was what it was. Um, so I give people a couple. I wonder how I will see if anybody's here. Okay, I think it's over here. I'm not live on YouTube often, so forgive me for my ignorance. Because I'm now it's going to be a little touch and go for first couple of times. It is my second time going live on. Give a few more minutes for people to join, and then I'm gonna come back, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'll be back. Then we'll give people a few more minutes. Well, one more minute, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get started. If anyone wants to hear from the beginning and not have to play catch up. And this will probably be we'll probably go live till 10:30. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So again, my name is Kira. I'm one of the co-founders of White Collar. White Collar is a mobile app that has a skills building platform. So we're a skills building platform through a mobile app that matches people to skills builders or mentors that can help them learn a skill set and how to monetize it. So we're talking about career fairs. And I know you guys are probably like, well, the career fairs that you're remembering of yesteryear, right? The ones where you gotta go to someone's, get dressed up, go to someone's building, uh, walk around and conversate at different people's tables and see, what that particular employer is offering in terms of positions and pass out some resumes, right? A lot of times when you go to the building, you don't know who's going to be there. You may not know who's going to be there, who's going to be in the room for the employer, or you may not know ahead of time. You may know who's going to be there, but you may not know what positions they have available or that they're offering at career fairs. I wasn't in a career fair too long ago because I also experienced a job loss back in 2025, and had not been at career fairs for many, many, many years, because I've had always stable employment. It's my first job loss ever, and in terms of being laid off. And so I was at a career fair with very high hopes. So I know what it's like to be on the other side. I was there for with, I went in my church had told me about this career fair that was being held in the church. So it felt like a safe space. Um, and so I, got dressed up, dolled up, had very high hopes of being at this career fair in terms of what opportunities were going to be there, even though I was blind. So it was a blind career fair. I didn't know who was going to be in the building, who was going to be in the room. And I went there. Um, I think right before I parked, I asked someone who was coming out, like, "Hey, how was it? Was it good? Whatever." Trying to pick their brain, and they were "Mm," like it. I forgot what the person told me, but basically was like, "This is not a good experience. It's a waste of time." But I went in anyway, right? I don't know what profession he's in. I know what profession I'm in. Maybe there's opportunities there for me. And I was already there. Um, and of course, he ended up being right. It was not a good experience for me either. Um, it was just not a good fit. There wasn't jobs there that I could really get into. And then some of the places, some of the organizations I was interested in, um, they were like, "Go online and apply." And I'm like, the whole point of a career fair is to be able to connect with people in real time and be able to pass your resume on to the important connections or decision makers, you know, that are there. You would hope that if the decision makers actually in the room at the booth and can kind of bridge the gap of you having to come in and apply online and then come in and do an interview or whatever because you've already met the decision maker. But yeah, it wasn't all what I had expected it to be as being a shortcut to getting into a position or open role. And so I was disappointed. I was disappointed. And I was not alone in being disappointed. And there was a lot of people out there. There's a lot of participants that had come with, I think they were in partnership with some sort of workforce program. Church was. The church was the place that was, housing the career fair. But, you know, the career fair was in partnership with a very big workforce development organization. And so I had, different expectations, higher expectations, but um, it did not meet my expectations. It was for people that, um, it wasn't for a lot of white collar professional positions that, you know, I would be more so qualified for. So anyway, so that was my experience. I say all that to say it's a story of how I imagine a lot of career fairs go for a lot of people, and maybe that's why people have completely written off career fairs, right? They go somewhere, they spend the time to get ready, print off the resumes, put it in a nice little folder, drive somewhere, spend gas, waste gas, get somewhere to just find out it's a dud and there's nothing or no one there that can help them. And it could be, soul crushing, especially if you're really in need of a job. And you put yourself out there like that to just, you know, find it to be a waste of your time. It's kind of like a blind date. You get dressed up for the blind date in hopes that the person that you're meeting is going to be, someone, maybe not the one, but a good match, a good fit. And then you get there and, it's not what you expected. Person is not what you expected. And the day didn't go well and you feel deflated. And that's how I imagine a lot of people feel when they go to career fairs. You're in a very vulnerable position um, as someone who's seeking employment, um, maybe desperately seeking employment. And then you go somewhere um, expecting a certain caliber of folks in there that can support you or help you in some way. Maybe not even get a job, but just in some way, shape, or form, point you in the right direction. And you're being told, go online. Well, I could have done that from home. So I definitely understand the plight. But here's what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is, although that experience and some experiences may not be good, there is some benefits to career fairs, um, even whether or not you're seeking employment. Okay, career fairs are a great place to network. Okay, whether it's networking with the other participants that are there, um, that are in the same position as you, meaning that they're also looking for employment. Um, you know, or networking with the people at the booths, the businesses, the organizations that are being and networking with their representatives. It's just like a place to network, to talk to people, to see what's out there. Maybe someone has a lead that you can look into. It's a fantastic place to get more intel on what's out there for you. Okay, so even if you don't leave with a job or a job offer, it's a great place to network. There are people in the room that you may meet that could be able to help you in some way, shape, or form and point you in the right direction. So it's not always about, I need to leave here with a job or a job offer. Sometimes it's about, I leave here with a connection, that can help me in some way, shape, or form. So think of it in that sense. If you don't leave with a job, you leave with some sort of connection, and going in there trying to find a connection. It doesn't always have to be a job connection. It could just be someone uh, that you can correspond with outside of the career fair that could lead to something more. So that is one use for a career fair. So even if you have a job, I say this: don't ever get comfortable. People are, you know, getting laid off right, left, right, center. Also, the job market uh, uh, is there's not a lot of jobs out there. The job market report just came out. It's dismal. There's not a lot of jobs out there. Companies are, um, you know, reducing a lot of their available positions. There is, you know, you don't want to be in a position in this wild, wild west of the job market right now. You don't want to be in a position where you lose a job and now you have to fight for your life to find another one. You always want to be looking for a job. Always, always. Even if you feel secure, even if you feel like, oh, a layoff will never happen to you, those are the people who get surprised the most. You get blindsided the most because you thought you were irreplaceable. You thought that you would never have to look for or worry about a job again. This was your forever job, and boom, unbeknownst to you, you were replaceable. So you do want to always be making those connections and networking, um, even if it's not a career for a business expo, something where you're being put front and center with potential connects. Um, that's another thing I want to go into, is it doesn't always have to be about making career connections. It can be making business connections. You should always have something outside of your job. Let me repeat that. Always have something outside of your job. Always have a plan B, C, D, E, F. Have some a side hustle, a side business, a side woman, whatever you want to call it, a side boo. You have to have something on the side as security for yourself in the event that you do have an unexpected layoff. You may have an unexpected layoff, not on your end, but on your spouse or your partner's end that ends up, you know, uh, being a loss to the household. And so you want to make sure that you're always looking out for your family. And a way of doing that is moving and shaking. You're out there, you're putting yourself out there. You're making business connections. If there's a business you could start on the side, or if you have a side hustle, you want to grow it into a full-time thing, then you're out there and you're meeting with folks and getting and networking and making some business connections and possible collaborations and partnerships. You're always better together, always better together. There is, I hear a lot of time people say, I did this alone, but then they speak about how many people helped them along the way. But you did do this alone, okay? You relied on your connections and your partnerships and you collaborated with folks. So when people say they did this alone, but then created and capitalized on the partnerships of others, that is not the same thing as doing alone. Doing alone is not a thing, not an organization, not a collaboration, not a partnership. I literally took this out the mud by myself with no help from no one. So we got to be careful about saying that because we discredit the help that we did receive. And don't and those that helped you, want them to feel appreciated and you want to continue to nurture those relationships. So saying I did this alone, but then had all this help, it's not one and the same. So networking, networking is important, making those connections for your career, or for a business that you may have on the side, and looking to see who you can partner with at career fairs. Now, I know a career fair to me is just another form of a business expo. I mean, if you have a career, yes, it's a great opportunity to further your career. But it also could be an opportunity to make if you have a business, to make some business connections, and look at some potential collaborations that you can furnish. So just think about that. I'm just gonna check the chat and check to see if anyone's on. Okay. So career fairs are not, you know, a solo purpose deal, right? It's not, I just come here, I just, try to see if I can get some, a job, um, and I'm out, right? You got to be working the room, okay? You got to be coming in there with a mindset of this is a multi-purpose event. I'm here not just to see what jobs are out here, or land a job. I'm here to network. It's a networking event, okay? And if there's not a lot of opportunities in your local area to network, right? Maybe you're not a meetup person. Not everybody wants to do meetups. I'm not a meetup person. That sounds too much like a group date to me. I would more so prefer a space where I can move and shake and go from booth to booth, like a business expo or a career fair, and just allow um, connections to unfold more naturally, more genuinely. And so, yeah, I'm not a meetup type of person, and so I think that for those people who don't like meetups, a career fair is a great opportunity. If you have the right mindset, that's a big piece of it. So, with us with White Collar, and I already told you kind of what White Collar is, we're a mobile app, but we also do offline events. Okay. And so August is Black Business Month. Happy Black Business Month. And for Black Business Month, we're doing a career fair. This is not our first time doing it. We've done many career fairs, mostly virtually. Um, and we've done career fairs only virtually for right now because we know that allows more access for folks that are not local. And so we're having a career fair August 11th, which is a Tuesday, at 1:30. And we call them mini career fairs. And the reason why we call them mini career fairs is because it's a 30-minute thing, a 30-minute spot, in and out. It's not long drawn out. You come in during your lunch break. If you only get 30 minutes or an hour, it's perfect. People can stop in during their lunch, meet with some industry experts, business or career professionals, um, and find out about a particular industry they may be interested in or already in and are looking to see how they can advance and grow. So it's a meet and greet. You go into a breakout room with someone you might be interested in meeting. You have a little powwow, and then you go back to. So it's a mini career fair. So it's not a long drawn out thing. Breakout rooms, you go from breakout room to breakout room, or you just go into one breakout room with somebody and talk to them and pick their brain for 30 minutes. So that is coming up on August 11th from 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 2 Eastern Standard Time. It's an opportunity I don't think a lot of people take advantage of. Like I said, career fairs is a great place to network. So even if they can't do, the person that you meet, the subject matter expert, is not someone that you want to, let's say this is not someone the industry may is not a good fit for you. You still have met someone that could potentially be a connection in some other aspect. Um, it's just a great way to meet people, network, practice networking. Not everybody knows how to network. Not everybody likes networking, and I get it, but it's a necessary evil, whether you're a career or business professional. Even if you're a career professional, you should be networking. And so, even if the right people are not in the room for you, or the person, the person that is in the room is just not a good fit for you, it still gives you good practice in networking, and with minimal loss, meaning you don't have to go to, waste gas money going somewhere. You don't have to spend a lot of time somewhere, because when you dedicate your time to go into career for a business expo, you're spending several hours somewhere sometimes. Drive there, the drive there, the time spent there, and then the drive back could be 3-4 hours. Okay. Whereas this is an in and out situation, 30 minutes. It's a quickie. It's like I'm here. And because it's a quickie, you're more intentional with your purpose and what you want to achieve. You're not just kind of what we call it dilly dally around, walking around and with no direction. When you know that you got 30 minutes, you're going to be very intentional. You're going to be very specific. You're going to be very like, I got to get things done in this time frame because I don't have a lot of time. So it's a great opportunity with minimal risk, because all you got to do is turn your computer on and then turn it back off and go back to your 9 to 5. So that's something to consider. I like things like that are short, quick, and specific to what I need, and it's not a lot of time lost because time is a commodity. And so what I will say is, if you are interested in our career fair, just checking the time. We are on Luma. Career fair you can register on. We ask that you register on. I'm gonna pull up the Luma. Hold on a second. Sorry. I'm gonna pull up the Luma career fair link. That you guys can register. We ask that you register and ask that you answer the registration questions. So register for our Black Business Month career for our Luma. That's where you're going to register. You're going to register on Luma for a Black Business Career Fair. Like I said, even if it ends up being a waste of time, it's 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute meet and greet with industry experts. Some of them are business professionals, some of them are self-employed, and some of them may be career professionals. So it's a 30-minute spot. We are also open to other industry experts joining. We do want people that are industry experts or skilled voters or whatever have you to be folks that are willing to take people under their wing and teach them what they know and give them some guidance. So if you are interested in participating as an industry expert, do understand that that is something that people might be coming in with that. The people coming in, the attendants, are maybe looking for someone that's willing to do that for them. Okay. So you can register for our Black Business Fair on Luma. It is on Tuesday, August 11th, 1:30. Yeah, it's Thursday. Now we can go over time. We're flexible, so it's not a hard stop at 2, depending on the industry experts that are there. It may be for them, but for us, if you need a little extra time, like 10 extra minutes or 15 extra minutes to meet someone else or talk more with the person you're talking to, we're open to that as well. Um, and that's that. I don't have anything else for you. I we're almost close to time. So if you have any questions, any further questions, you can always send us a text. You can text us at, it's a new one. And I think you can DM people here. I'm pretty sure you can DM people here, but I'm gonna send you all the text number in the chat. When you're live, things go so slow. Oh my gosh, like when we're trying to go to another tab. All right, so you could text us at 984-477 9791. 984-477-9791. And that's our business line. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a great Saturday. Take care. Bye bye.